Good morning. Welcome to our thought for this day, this Wednesday, the 29th of July. Our reading is taken from Luke chapter 22, starting at verse 39. Jesus went out as usual to Mount of Olives, and his disciples followed him. On reaching the place, he said to them, "Pray that you will not fall into temptation." He withdrew about a stone's throw beyond them, knelt down and prayed, "Father, if you are willing, take this cup from me, yet not my will, but yours be done." An angel from heaven appeared to him and strengthened him, and being in anguish, he prayed more earnestly, and his sweat was like drops of blood falling to the ground. When he rose from prayer and went back to his disciples, he found them asleep, exhausted from sorrow. "Why are you sleeping?" he asked them. "Get up and pray, so that you will not fall into temptation." I wonder what struggles and trials you face this lockdown. Have they been external to you, or have they been internal struggles? Are they struggles with motivation and feeling captured? In our trials, we are often very quick to see other people's faults and shortcomings. Are you blaming those around you, or are you a dream to live with? I know I'm not. I get defensive far too easily, and taking all those around me within a spiral of despondency. But what sort of trial or temptation was Jesus meaning here? Was he just warning Peter and others to pray that they would stay away from his physical trial before Pilate? Or is it the much greater trial of the dark forces that would gather, of the dark forces world that would gather around him and his death? Like many Jews of his day, Jesus believed that Israel's history, for that matter the history of the whole world, was about to pass a moment of great terror and darkness and unspeakable suffering and sorrow, all in order so that the great redemption and breaking out of God's kingdom could emerge. Jesus knew he alone could accomplish this, and that is his trial. Back in chapter 11 of Luke's Gospel, the disciples had asked Jesus to teach them to pray. The result was the Lord's Prayer. In Luke's account, the final line of the most reliable manuscripts finishes his what we know as the Lord's Prayer with, "And do not bring us to this time of trial." As Bishop Stephen Croft explains, trial is a much better translation than the word temptation. This word surrounds the agony on the Mount of Olives. Sometimes these challenges are occasional, as in Jesus' case. Sometimes the challenges come through our own failures or suffering, or the suffering of others. We're not to see these as terrible things as from God, or even of God, but we are to find God's path through them. We see the humanity of Jesus in this garden story more clearly than at any other point in the story of the Passion. Here is someone who, in the depths of his being, does not want to suffer and endure what he knows that he must endure and die. Jesus does not want to be separated from his Father for even a moment. The cost of the crucifixion is nowhere seen more clearly than in his words, also taken from his prayer, "Yet not my will, but yours be done." Well, with this in mind, let us offer to Jesus this day all our trials of this year, all of this season, all of this day, and make this line of the Lord's Prayer our own. "Not my will, but yours be done." I pray that you have a blessed day and a week, and may you seek the Lord as you bear with your trials. May He be close to you. Amen.